We have arrived in Key West now, as you can tell by the chickens. What do you think, Jill?
I've lost my voice.
We've been here for exactly like 2 seconds, and Jill already has a shell collection and some sea glass. We haven't even made it that far from the boat. I was like, let's go walk out there, because they have a little tour that we're going to do of the fort. But Jill had other plans.
Put them on the ground.
Look at this guy. We're inside the Dry Tortugas Fort, a fort named to signify that there's no water, but you can eat lots of turtles here.
But you can't ignore.
They built it during the War of 1812 to protect shipping routes to the Mississippi River.
I grabbed him wrong, that's why. I grabbed him underbelly instead of overbelly. There we go.
Jill and I are gonna go snorkeling now, and you don't get to see any of it. So if anybody wants to see videos of us going on the water, please send a GoPro to my address. So the snorkeling ended up being a dud. Very cloudy today, down under the water. Murky, I guess. And yeah, we couldn't see much, so we're adventuring. Like literally so many conch shells that Jill found them all and is now dead from conch overload. Ah, it's twitching, it's alive, ah, ah! We've decided, since snorkeling was a bit of a dud, that we are gonna make it out to the very end there of the one with the fort's called Garden Key. This is called something else. They're not normally connected, but right now they are. So we're gonna walk the whole way there. Also, look, it's the conch shell. We're nearly in Birdlandia. I'm mildly concerned that I'm going to get pooped on. But only mildly, so we're going to risk it for the biscuit. This water definitely has poop in it here.
Oh yeah.
Gross. We're calling it good here. It smells absolutely horrible now. So
It smells like SeaWorld.
you get sand on your face. Good view of the fort from here too. Before we head back. Overall review. This park is cool, very cool. Today apparently was not a good day because it was a bit too windy, which meant that the snorkeling wasn't so good. It's very pretty. Chell and I are both a bit let down by the snorkeling. And many, many moons ago, in like June, I tried to book a campsite here. There's only like 8 of them. And I don't know if their system was broken or what was happening, but there are literally no dates like for the next 5 years available. I tried calling and calling and calling, and no one would pick up the phone. I sent like 6 emails. I messaged them on Instagram. I did all this stuff. And in the end, I heard nothing back. So I decided to just book the day trip, and that's what we ended up doing. But we can't camp here, which means that because we only did the day trip, we drove 6 hours to get to Key West. Then we hopped on a boat for 2.5 hours to spend 4 hours here, and then we get back on the boat for another 2.5 hours to go back. So that kind of sucks. I wouldn't recommend just coming here for the day. That's realistically all 99% of people can do. So, After many more hours, we're back on dry land, just in time for dinner time, and we're hungry. We had to come to the southernmost point monument. There's actually a line to take a picture in front of it, which is hilarious. I got the mango dog and Chell got the Korean barbecue burrito. And we got the important key lime pie.
Okay, so we are in
One of the keys. Leaving
keys.
Key West. I mean,
So we decided to stop at Publix because we need a body wash, but we wanted to get a key lime pie.
because the first one
Was mid.
So the food was really good, but the key lime pie, the crust tasted like it was stale. It was the best way I could describe it. So, not to be swayed, we're going for key lime pie round 2. Hopefully a little bit better this time.
And big note, key lime pie is my favorite next to cheesecake pumpkin pie, and it's also Robert's favorite.
It's not necessarily my favorite, but that's the thing here, so I mean...
Yeah. You like key lime pie.
I do like key lime pies, but it's not my favorite.
No, it's my favorite.
Well, good morning. We're coming to you live here from the Everglades National Park. We camped out here last night.
Okay.
Slept in to get some good sleep. I only got like 4 mosquito bites, and it's December, which is hilarious, but
I got 0.
we're going for a little walk because that's what you do in the Everglades. Yeah, I can get video. Turns out the 5x zoom camera on the phone works really well, guys.
It's a good side for the picture with the sun.
We're at the Nike missile silo site here in the Everglades. This was actually closed the last time we were here, and I forgot about it, and now I remembered, so now we're here. A little disappointed by the lettuce, but we'll see. It's pretty good. It's no Gordos, but we ordered 2 more tacos. Welcome to the Highlands Hammock State Park. It is apparently an old growth forest in the state of Florida, and we are going for a little hikey hike through it, and we're taking you along for the adventure. This tree is super cool. I guess
I think Kennedy Space Center. Normally I would be with Robert, but today I'm with my family.
The cool people.
Hi. One.
I imagine like sweatpants. rockets and an excited Maverick.
Look at Mom. Look at here.
We're here at Cape Canaveral National Seashore, or I guess just Canaveral National Seashore. So our issue is that we can't get in because they closed the gate. We were just gonna go for like a nighttime walk on the beach, but that's a no-go. So we're taking the picture in front of the sign to say that we've technically been here, but I think we're gonna try to stay somewhere nearby and come back in the morning. The only issue is there's not a lot of good options for staying places nearby. So it's the following day. We're at Buc-ee's, but it's 6:15 in the morning, and it's quiet and pleasant in here, and it's amazing. Anyway, we'll get back to you in the future. They have a giant car wash at this one, and I was gonna take my absolutely filthy car through it, but nope, because they don't open till 7. We have returned to the beach just 5 minutes before sunrise. We will update with some sunrise action soon. Look at all the shells that Miss Chell found.
These are my favorite though. I like finding the broken shells because they make cool patterns. They're kind of in shape. That's probably what I saw.
We drove a little bit down the road, and now we're at the Turtle Mound Archaeological Site. And Chell found birds. They built this boardwalk, and it is so tall above the ground, it's crazy. So we drove down the road and went for a walk on the beach at the end of the road. And Chell and I were both really surprised to see a few naked old men. It turns out it was a nude beach, and of course it's a nude beach. So what type of people are on a nude beach? 60 plus old white men and no one else.
And fishermen.
And yeah, and the fishermen that are just like, yep, it's a weird place, and they're like completely dressed and just catching fish, and they're really friendly. And then there's just the weird old naked men walking around behind them. It's strange. And after my like 5th naked man, I was like, I'm done. Let's go back to the car. I don't want to be here anymore. We were just driving and we found this little turtle man's. Look at him. He's so cute.
Don't go in the road.
He's literally an endangered species.
Yeah.
So we are at Fort Matanzas National Monument. We just got here, and unfortunately, their ferry is broken. The dock for their ferry is broken due to the hurricane, so we can't go out. So we're gonna go walk on the little trail and get a good view of the fort. It's the last Spanish fort around in the United States. It was built in 1742. Matanzas means massacre because back in the 1500s, the Spanish killed 250 French people here that were part of the French military that were coming to attack them. There is the fort, Fort Matanzas. It's got the little towers like the fort in Puerto Rico does. And yeah, it's more of just like a little guard post rather than a full-on fortress. But it's still cool. Another day, another crab.
His pinchers tickle.
Courtesy of Jill. They have a little half-mile boardwalk trail here, so we decided that we were gonna get in on the action. This tree overhangs the trail, so naturally they put a sign here, not to warn you of it, but to tell you about it. A wizard. So we ended up in St. Augustine to go to our next stop, which is another national park, but Chell dragged me into a little store. We are now at the Castello di San Marcos, which is a place in Florida that I will provide you more information about shortly. They got bored in here and just started drawing ships on the walls. Those Spaniards leaving their stuff behind. What a bunch of geese. It's the former powder room. Chell, we're in the powder room now. Are you gonna go do your makeup or? Oh my goodness. Where they used to keep all the money. You're not gonna be ready for this, but Chell absolutely adored this room. Get it? She adored it. She adored it. We're on top of the fort now, along with everybody else up here. They have mortars at this one. This is a strange and interesting place because it feels like you're actually at a little castle in Spain, but we're in Florida. A church with a church behind it. There was an old college here on the list of things to do, and it looked cool, so we're gonna go wander around it now. Chell, are you excited? She's excited, ladies and gentlemen. We found another church which is currently closed. It was built in 1890 and it looks really cool, so it's a shame that we can't go in. Shell's breaking her diet. Round 2.
Okay. It's really good.
That's really good.
What do you think?
It's really good. This looks really good. This looks really good. We found ourselves at another beach to finish off our day. We gotta find a hotel or something to stay at tonight. And by the way, camping on the East Coast, especially in Florida, it's rough out here. Let me tell you, Jill did the thumbs down.
It's sticky and hot, but there's like nowhere to camp. So,
Yeah.
like Florida, do better.
Yeah, give us more places to camp. And honestly, today would probably be fine with the weather, but whatever. So that's my job. Shell's gonna go play and frolic, find shells, and I'm gonna sit on my butt and find a hotel. We've got a nice sunrise set, whatever.
Sunset.
But also there's some jumping fishes, and we're not doing it right now, but I'm gonna zoom in, see if we can catch one.
Oh, right here.
Oh, you see him? See we go. Ah, look at him go! Look at him go! Look at him go!
He's just going up, 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 up. Oh my goodness. Little blue.
So this one's a bit of a 2-for-1. We are doing the Timucin, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Ecological and Historical Preserve, as well as the Fort Caroline National Memorial. The fort is located in the preserve, so we're going to do this. There's a little nature walk, and then we're going to do a plantation thing, and that's going to be our whole visit here. But it's very exciting. It's also the next day, and it's a bit of a late start, and it's a bit of a rainy day, so probably be very quiet all day today. And we begin the long and arduous hike. I don't know if between Chell and I, we actually have the capability of doing such a hike. We found tracks too. I think they're a bear. Definitely not an F-150. I knew it was rainy, but I didn't expect to see lightning.
Ka-chow!
There's a frog. He's beautiful. This tree's pretty cool. The way it's poking out of a little mud thing with all its cool roots. We're approaching the end of the nature loop, but that means that we get to see good old Fort Caroline. Sweet Caroline. So a little bit of background on this fort. It was made by the French in 1595 whenever they got here to Florida. Yesterday was all Spanish. Today is France because everybody kind of wanted a piece of Florida back in the day, except for the British until after the colonies did the Revolutionary War thing, and then the British wanted this to use as a staging post to re-attack, which they did during the War of 1812, after which the United States ended up getting Florida. Fun history facts for you, in case you didn't know. We're in the fort now. It's got a wall. It's got some little earthworks, a hedge, other more different wall, some small cannons. But basically, what happened was that in 1565 or whatever, after they got here, the Spanish in St. Augustine, which was their new colony, were like, oh, hell no. So they came here and just murdered everyone. And then they found some French guys at a shipwreck down the road at Montañas, which is where we went yesterday, and they also said, oh, hell no, and murdered all of them too. Basically, the Spanish just wanted to kill all the French people, and they were having none of it.
That's 14 ridiculous.
14 ridiculous, everybody. There's the fort. So the Timucin built these little huts so they could watch the French build their little town down the hill, and they wanted to have a war alliance with the French, and it never materialized, so eventually they kind of stopped helping out because they were giving them plants and making little roofs for all their houses and stuff like they did here. We're in the little museum for the Timucin Historical Park. And for our next stop, after we got done with the rally stage, we're at the Kingsley Plantation, also part of the Timucin historic site. There's a whole lot of tour groups here right now, but that's okay.
See the turtle.
Apparently, there's a turtle hole here, and if you look in, you can see the turtle.
I think
Per
you can
Chell.
see the turtle.
I'm not seeing it, nor are you. But
Yeah,
pretend
huh?
like. The rain has picked up quite a bit, but we're going into the old former slave cabins. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go into the one with the roof, obviously. Guys, it's raining.